So, hello everybody, welcome to our final event for the winter term of 2021 of Techlabs. We're going to see the results of this final semester. Welcome everybody. So, what can we expect tonight? So, what's going to happen? First, we're going to have a little recap, some like 5 slides, just highlighting some points that happened in the past semester. Then we have a round of thank yous that we have to give. Then we want to talk a little bit about what will come after this Techlabs semester. Then, of course, the main part, which is your presentations. And in the end, we're going to have a little social event for whoever wants to stick around. All right, recapping. So what happened this semester? So some fun facts and numbers. We had in total 12 events. We have more than 60 successful participants, meaning techies, meaning you. Then we had from these 12 events, 5 of them were with industry experts, 10 workshops as well in between. And in total, when you look at the hours that you spend on Educated, it's in total 3,200 hours, which is more or less you spend time watching 2,000 movies on Educated if you put all the man hours or people hours that you spend there. So it's quite a lot of learning that you did. We had a really nice ideation session in the beginning, right at the end of the academic phase. There was a lot of fun. There were so many nice ideas, nice brainstorming sessions. It was very fun and educational. We could come up with like really interesting kind of connections of thoughts and ideas. I think that kind of sparked the whole creativity for you to finally come up with all these amazing project pitches that you had. We had in total 24 project pitches from completely all areas and all ideas, and everybody presented. Unfortunately, we cannot take all of them, so we took 10 of them, which is the one that you're going to see today. We also had a lot of interesting community engagement on our Slack channel. This semester was really nice, the way that people kind of really use Slack to kind of talk to each other and communicate. Of course, everybody's distance-based, so there was not really another choice, but it's nice that we made really good use of that. So there was a lot of active discussion about special topics. There were also local initiatives like our Neukölln channel that Rory created that was really nice and kind of started some discussions and wanted to get together to study together, even virtually. Also, there was a lot of mutual help. We were all the time pushing for people to ask questions, and anyone could chip in to help and to answer the questions. So that was really nice to see that. We also had our office hours, both me and Arun, as well as Ben. We were giving a lot of office hours and extra talks and helping out, trying as much as possible to help you out. And we were really happy that a lot of people participated, and it was really good to see that we were actually helping you do your stuff. All right, so thank yous. I think that there is a lot of people that you know, which is your mentors. First of all, I think thank you so much for your participation. We would love to invite you for a big dinner whenever we are allowed to. Thank you so much also for the feedback you've been giving us. That's really, really helpful. I think that we are going to use a lot of the feedback that we've been getting through this semester in the next semester, hoping all the time to make things better and better. So thank you so much for the mentors and also for the whole journey team. I think that it goes without saying that this semester would not have happened without these people. So we are all like giving our time, volunteering to try to give you the best time possible in Techlabs. And here was the only physical meeting that we ever had. It was not even the whole team there, but back in August, I think, or September, maybe, I don't remember. And then after that was everything online. So here's all the other faces. There's a lot of new people as well that is joining that you also don't know, and people behind the scenes as well that you don't know that is happening. There is partnerships, there's marketing, there's a lot of stuff that is not directly connected to the journey or to the techies, but it's helping push Techlabs Berlin forward. And of course, without you, we couldn't do anything as well. So thank you so much for your participation. This, of course, is not everybody, but it's the only screenshot that we could find where we had a lot of the techies there. So it was really nice to see you all participating. All right, so what comes next? Even though we are finishing this semester, you don't need to stop learning, of course. Now you can, you're gonna receive, of course, your certificates. You first have to, of course, finish your project that we're going to see today. If you manage to do that, then the learning track you have to have completed, and then we're going to check your participation. Both we're going to talk to the mentors, check the material that you submit until Sunday, the GitHub participation as well. So that is a lot of stuff that we have to check. Also the blog post, we're going to post that as well. So there's a lot of stuff that is going to happen within the next 2 weeks. We ask for you a little bit of patience, and we're going to check everything out, and of course emit your certificates. Then there is this, we would like also to welcome you to the alumni program of Techlabs. That it's a way for you to stay part of Techlabs in the future. We're going to invite you to participate in our alumni LinkedIn group, which is more of a global group for all the Techlabs location. And of course, we have an alumni Slack channel for Berlin, which is our local channel that will allow us to communicate opportunities, collaborations, help, or anything. We're always going to be part of this channel. So we invite everybody to participate, and do not forget about Techlabs. Of course, you can enroll in another track if you want, web development, data science, artificial intelligence, UX design. So anything you feel interested in. We are opening of the new semester soon. Applications will open on February 22nd already. We're going to have 2 weeks of applications, and the semester will run from March until July. And if you are, of course, a student from this semester, you are fast-tracked, and we, of course, going to put you first of line in considering your application. And we invite everybody to apply, whoever is interested. One thing that is that we want to talk a little bit about is the data science accelerator. So the data science, as you know, is the AI track is the successor for the data science track. So we ask that people who want to do the AI track first do the data science. And this semester, because AI is basically data science with neural network. So and this semester we're going to offer the data science accelerator, which is a possibility for you to deepen your data science skills before you join the artificial intelligence. But you don't necessarily need to join artificial intelligence later, but it's for you to accelerate your Python data science skills. It's focused on bringing your learned skills to a higher level. It's much less focused on step-by-step, but oriented towards really big problem solving in the real world. So it's another program that we created this semester just for you. It's a little blended learning program to be done in this semester break, and mostly is online learning with an online community just for it. And we are thinking about 3 hours a week for 6 weeks, or you can do everything in 1 week if you want. So our recommendation is, if you did data science, you're still interested in moving forward with it, participate in the accelerator. That's a really nice program that we prepared, and go further and go into in artificial intelligence if you have the interest. Yes, and of course you can give back by joining us. We are, as you know, a volunteer organization, so we are all the time welcoming new members for the management team, for the journey, marketing, HR, for all the positions that we have open. So if you go into techlabs.org to the Berlin side, you can have the open positions, and you can see everything that we are looking for, and learn a little bit about the experience of volunteering for Techlabs. We from the management team, we recommend you to do that. We are really happy when techies join us. I was a techie in the past. Arun was a techie in the past. So it's kind of a natural path if you really want to participate in a volunteering program. And Techlabs is amazing. It's really interesting. People from all over the world and all walks of life, they come together to promote the Techlabs mission forward. So we welcome everybody. So please apply, talk to us directly, send us a message in Slack, and let's get talking about joining Techlabs. And of course, if you don't want to join the Techlabs team and be part of the management team, if you still want to give it back, so if you're a musician, just make us a jingle. If you're a designer, we also need always some nice illustrations. Or if you're a journalist, put us in the newspaper, for example. Or if you know your way about social media, just create some posts about Techlabs. So we are always welcoming help on any way possible, and if you can use your skills to help us, that would be amazing. And of course, if you have if you know people in the area, you can introduce us for partnerships, workshops, and contact us for anything that could be interesting for the next semester. All right, I think that's it. So we go further with the presentations of this semester's projects, okay? So what's going to happen? The presentation guidelines. As you know, we are being very strict with this presentation guidelines because it's necessary. So we will give you rights to share your screen. So each team is going to present their own screen and their own files. Please prepare the materials when the group before you is presenting. I'm going to show the group order soon. And also you tell Felix Seidel, you can see him there, just send him a chat on Zoom to tell who from your team is going to present, so that he can give you the rights to share the screen. Make sure that you're ready while the team before you is presenting, so that there is not really much delay between the teams. And it's going to be a 5-minute pitch. We are gonna use a timer that is gonna give you a chime, like a gong, when it's 1 minute left for 5 minutes, and then another one when 5 minutes is over. And we hope that everybody respects the time limits, because after that, we're going to do a little Q&A, 1 or 2 minutes or 1 or 2 questions. Just if there's any person who wants to make a specific question for that team, we'll have the chance to do so. So here's the presentation order. We're going to start with ReapSite and go all the way down to flip the script.
Hey guys, I just have a quick question. Sorry,
yes.
Are these presentations going to be recorded just to ensure that if I want to go back and watch it, I can do that?
Yes.
Awesome, appreciate that.
Cool. All right, so ReapSite, please get prepared. Felix, do you already have the names of who is presenting on ReapSite?
Yeah, so Agnes should be able to share their screen now.
All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing, and then as soon as you start, I'm gonna start the timer. Whenever you hear the first gong, is because it's been 4 minutes for your presentation. You have 1 minute left, and then you hear the last gong, that's 5 minutes, it's over.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, let me know when you're ready, when I can start the timer.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
So hello, Techlabs and guests. After 6 weeks of hard work, I'm super excited to present the Recycled prototype to you. So Recycled is your comprehensive guide to recycling in Berlin. It aims to address the need for having a reliable and location-specific information on waste separation and disposal in Berlin, which can get pretty confusing in the city, especially if you're new. But let's hear the pain points directly from our user personas. I always get confused about which bin to use when the packaging is made from different materials. I rely on what my flatmates say, says Nina, 22, an exchange student from the USA. I get conflicting answers from different websites that some bio-based plastics are biodegradable, but others are not. What online source can I trust? Ask Maurice, 36, a working professional from France. I have some old batteries and devices that need to be recycled. I just moved to Berlin and don't know where the nearest bins are, says Alex, 27, a young professional from Stuttgart. There's got to be a better way, they all say, and there is. When I pitched this idea in November, the initial vision was to have a comprehensive recycling app that shows you how to recycle everything via a simple interface. So a search field where you can put in your text or what you want to recycle, and also photo recognition capabilities. So you can use your phone camera to take a photo of what you want to recycle. And then the app will then show you information on how to recycle all parts of the item, and also guide you to the correct recycling point in your area or to the donation point. When the team got together, we decided to make some changes in order to be able to show you a working prototype today. Instead of building an app, we built a website, and we decided to define and focus on core features. So the core features we focused on were the search capability, as well as the map capability. And we decided not to implement the photo recognition at this time, but that could be a future feature. So the UX team used Figma to design an interactive prototype. The data science team used Python, Scrapey, GeoPy, and Beautiful Soup to scrape and evaluate the data for the website. And the web development team used HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and React to code the website. So let's see it in action. So here you can see our homepage. There's the search bar. where you can type in the item that you want to recycle, or you can select it from a drop-down list. Here we're looking at how to recycle glass bottles and jars. And with the click of a button, you get the necessary information, very compact and very easy to understand. With another click of a button, you can find the bins that are nearest to you. These are placed on a map, and this map is interactive. So you can browse around and see the bin locations and also select it from a list. You can also zoom in and zoom out for your convenience. Back on the home page, if you're not looking for anything specific, but you just want to browse what goes in what bin, then you can do that from there. Here we're looking at what goes into the green bin. And you can also use the navigation menu to find these bins. And from the navigation menu, you can also, of course, contact us. And here we are. So the Recyc journey was definitely a success story. We started with 8 people and ended with 8 people. Everybody was super committed and hardworking. So I want to just say a huge thanks to everyone on the team, as well as our mentor, Niels, who supported the journey. And we are on this call ready to take your questions.
All right, thank you so much. Did it work, the gong? Did everybody hear the gong?
I didn't hear the gong.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't work. But it was perfect. You finished with 30 seconds missing. Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Agnes. I think that's amazing. Anybody has any questions? If there are no questions, let me see. There are no questions, we can move forward with the next one, which is My Sports. But thank you so much, Agnes. That was really nice. And is the website up anywhere?
No, not yet. Just on GitHub.
Okay. Let us know when you put it up so we can all use it.
Thanks.
Okay, for My Sports now?
Yeah, just 1 second.
You can hear me fine?
Yes, let me know when I can start.
And you can see my screen as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can start.
All right.
Okay, so the problem that motivated My Sports was team sports can be difficult to organize, especially if you are new to a city, or if you work odd hours and days, if you have lazy friends, or you need more competition, or if you just want to use sports to make new friends. The available solution was joining 10 WhatsApp groups, one for each sport, each neighborhood, each skill level. And that's not good enough because things get unorganized, you get too many messages, and then you end up having to mute messages, and then you miss events because you've muted those messages. So our solution was to have an event creation platform focused on sports, which aims to match users into teams. Users can create, search, and filter events and are able to communicate with an integrated event chat room, which simulates a video game lobby. So over here, I'll give you a quick demonstration of our MVP. What you're seeing right now is the deployed app, which you can visit if you can ask for the link in the end and I can give it to you. And this is the mobile view because it is best suited for mobile, although it is responsive to desktop as well. We will log in over here as Sam Smith. We all used anonymous names. And over here, you're taken to your dashboard, which are the events that you are already a part of. Over here, you're able to view your profile, which has your basic information, and your ranking in sports, which you give yourself, which as well can be edited over here. We can come over here to find events. These are a list of events of which we are not a part of yet. Well, Sam Smith is not a part of yet. Over here, we have filter options. We can see we have a total of 15 results without any filters. Let's say we want to look for only volleyball, basketball, and bouldering. Now we have 6 results and we can mix and match filters with date, time, location. I live in Neukölln, let's see Neukölln, and now we have just 1 result. Perfect, basketball, I love basketball. And over here we can view the event. Over here we have a limited view of the event because we're not part of the event yet, but we have the option to join it. We can come over here back to we can either create events if we don't like the events that we found, or we can find our upcoming events. I will go into one of the events I have joined over here, which is called Football in the Park. And we have a more expanded view of the teammates that are available. We can click on their profile and visit it, see more information about themselves. And we can see the skill level, a little introduction, and the team chat over here, which works. If there is anybody on the other side of the chat, they will see it and as well send the message back. There should be someone. Yeah, there you go. This is one of our other teammates who is using the app at the same time, and we get a confirmation. Over here, we can discuss details about what time, which court specifically we want to meet in, and if we have all the equipment. And that is a brief demonstration of MySports. I'll give the floor now to Sam.
Yep. Thank you, Shneel. That was a good presentation. So to achieve this first version that we have, we had the first ideation phase, which was very important because we were quite a lot, and we needed to make sure that we share the same vision and that we all went to the same direction. So we all did our own research, had our own inspiration. It could be Tinder, or some game lobbies, or matchmaking, just like in video games. And then we agreed on a list of features as well as technology that we would use. So the data science part used Python. On the web development part, it was Mongo, Express, React, and Node. And the UX and UI used Figma for the prototyping. Then, being all aligned on the technologies and the features, we prioritized those features in different versions. So this one that you saw was our first version with the MVP, but we are really thinking forward with this app and are already thinking of new developments. And right now we have 4 development tracks. The first one and most obvious is to include more sports, but we don't want to rush into this because we really want to take into account the different specificities for each sport rather than just adding a whole list of sports and treating them indifferently. We also want to make the app easier to use and more convenient, and maybe by creating an iOS or an Android app also to reach more people. We want to include a social media aspect of it because we think it's a great way to increase a link between different user and engagement. And last but not least, and my favorite, we want to make the app smarter, and especially on the matchmaking part by using future behavior once we will have a real user using our app and with machine learning. So that was our presentation from our side. So if you have any other question, we would be happy to answer you.
Thank you so much. Perfect timing. Nobody heard the gong, right?
I did actually.
Okay, cool. All right, so it's working. Perfect. So anyone can either ask questions in the chat, or anyone has a question now that wants to.
In the chat already.
Oh, let me see it. I don't see the question in the chat.
Whoever asks, maybe you can.
Yeah, I can go. That was a very good presentation. Thank you so much for that. Wanted to know, like, what was the data source or the website you scraped to kind of get these events? Unless I missed that, I'm sorry about that.
We actually generated, we didn't scrape data. We actually generated them using Python and using random libraries. And yeah, like we just created, we try to make fake data basically that made sense. For example, like using average, using Gaussian distributions and things like that. But yeah, for the moment, that's all fake. That's why like we are really interested in having real users for the future to use like real machine learning and extract from that patterns from the real life and not from our imagination.
That's great. Yeah, mocking can still be very challenging. So thank you for clarifying that.
And as well, the users will be as well creating the events. And I just didn't, we have the create event tab. I just didn't demonstrate that because of the time limit, but the point is for the user to create events.
Thank you. Yeah.
I have one quick question. I just wanted to know, what was the stack that you used to create the front end? Was it React Native or just React, or were you using any other framework?
It was not React Native. It was just React. So just the Mongo, Express, React, and Node. Well, Express and Node and Mongo for the backend and React for the front end. And web sockets for the chat room.
Really nice.
All right, thank you so much, Ashnil and your team. Amazing job. Who is next now is Travel21, right? Yeah. So who is presenting? Nico.
I am presenting.
Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Irina, hi.
Yes, 1 second. Yes, hello, everyone. It's nice to see so many friendly faces. I'm a bit nervous, so bear with me. Okay, now we can start. So I will be presenting Travel21. Okay, so basically what I was doing research for a traveling home for Christmas, I noticed there was no centralized platform for COVID-19 travel restrictions. There are a lot of dashboards and statistics made available, but there is no easy way to understand these numbers, and most of the time they don't present actually the restrictions of the destination. So me and my team decided to find a solution, and we set out to build a platform to acquire information about safely travel regulations, which will allow the user to travel as safely as possible. We identified best sources, we scraped the data and created an automatic update. We wanted to create a user-friendly and simple interface that answers important questions. And the solution is basically a modern and simple design that offers a brief look of what the user can expect in the country that they want to visit, but also necessary information for the return. So now I will do a demonstration of the prototype. This is our landing page. It opens really nicely with our logo. We have, sorry. 1 second, please. Can you see my screen?
Yes, now it's good.
Okay, sorry. So this is the landing page. It opens up with our logo. This is our main feature. It's Explore a Destination. I'll just quickly scroll down through our website and to present all of our features, and I will get back in just 1 second to present all of them. So this is it. This is our main feature, which helps you to helps our user basically to travel. It has the option that it can locate you, and then you choose a destination, for example, Finland, and then you click on read or travel information, and it opens up to the second screen. The second screen, it's presenting basically the restrictions upon return while you're living from Germany. So it presents the reported cases in the last 7 days. The fact that a test is not requested upon return, and the fact that the quarantine should be requested upon return. When it comes to our destination, Finland, it's basically the same data. When it comes to reported cases in the last 7 days, it's a way lower number, and that's why, as you can see, the icons, they present the restrictions at the destination. We have just to enumerate some of them. This Finland is not a risk zone. A test is not requested upon entry. Quarantine is not requested as well. Wearing a mask, it's mandatory in all public spaces. You do not need an entry form. On arrival, and accommodation can be booked because it's not a risk zone. Scrolling a little bit down, you get back to the search another location, and we can go back to the landing page and search for another location, which takes us back to France, for example, which has way more cases, and then it's being declared a risk zone, and other recommendations are being made. We decided to share the information in an easy and friendly way. So we chose specific icons which can be easily understood and could also mean that later on when we will develop the website, we can translate also easily the content. Scrolling a little bit more, we get to another cool feature that we decided to have. It's called Safest Locations, and it has a filter option where our user can choose between having a...
No, it's past time already.
Oh,
go.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's okay.
10 more seconds.
Yeah, so just to close, we basically developed this website hoping that we will inform our user in a friendly, easy way to know more about the restrictions of the destination, so they can assess the risk and have take a good decision while traveling.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry to cut you up, but you have to pay attention.
Okay.
No worries. Thank you so much. Great questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question. How hard was it to get all this data? Because I mean, I think it's n square. Like if you have n is the number of countries, then you have so many combinations, and data keeps changing all the time. So how did you manage to get that?
As a data science guy, I would answer now. We got the data from like the Auswärtiges Amt and the ADAC, because the Automobil Deutsche Auto Club, I think, yeah, they have a website where they have a lot of data, and we scraped it from there.
All right. Any other question? One more? Okay. All right. So let's move on. Next team is migration. Congratulations, Travel 21. So migration, who is presenting migration?
I am presenting.
Jenny. Okay.
Yeah,
so let me know when I can start the timer.
Yes, right now. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I want to talk to you about AI bias and marginalized peoples. And basically, what is AI bias and how can we as users address deep-rooted systemic issues that are emerging in the tech sector? So for this project, we built a data literacy platform, and we're hoping to address these issues. I want to briefly go into the demo of our platform. And so here we have a mysterious graph. What is it? Basically, we wanted to show the difference of how people see and how computers see. So for example, I'm not sure if you can see a dialog box, but right now I'm choosing an image. So for this image, you can add a tag like nature, travel, sport, and a description, my holiday last summer. Okay, now you can click save. And here you can compare your tags to an AI. So we basically found the tags from the ImageNet AI. And you can see here that the way a human views an image is quite different from how an AI views an image. In the gallery section, you can now search a tag. So for example, family. Okay, so here we have not only one, but many images with the confidence rate of the AI. Okay, I think this is only giving 2. Maybe one more tradition. Okay, I'm gonna reload. Okay, then a different one, sport. So basically, now you can go back to our main page and you can see how your tags are relating to the tags that other users entered. And this was basically, we designed this UI so that it could inform users of how AIs are building their knowledge bases and how it's not infallible. So actually it was really hard to conceive of this MVP, and I'm gonna hand it over to Nuno from our UX team.
Hello. So about the process, at first it was important to set our target group, the refugees, and explain the project to them through user interviews and how their collaboration is essential was a challenge for us. People had some doubts about uploading their content into a platform. Another challenge was to get the first feedback from the first users, something that we realized after the user interviews that it had a significant impact on the decisions for the features to our platform. In the future, we'd like to work on making the language more clear, because not everyone is familiar with terms like AI, bias, or data literacy. And it's also important to create a UX value loop by building a level of trust between the users and our website so that they understand how safe it is to upload images to our system. And I'm going to hand it over to Paul.
Yeah, so basically I'm going to briefly go through the tech stack. For the front end, Material UI, CSS, and React and JavaScript was used, and you can see in light blue the different navigation pages. And then in the back end, we basically used Fast API, Python, SQLite with a few different endpoints and tables in a easily deployable, lightweight image net classifier called MobileNet version 2. I'm going to hand over to Margit.
It's being 5 minutes. I have to wrap up.
Okay, then I just finished up with, well, we had a lot of learning journeys, all of us. So I just, or we basically just put in a little quotes so you can briefly scan over it. And then our team also wanted to say very, very special thanks to Jan, who will probably kill us, but thanks a lot to the best mentor we could have hoped for.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Great work. Thank you for the team. Anybody has questions? I have a question. How do you see the future? Is there any ideas of how this thing is going to evolve, or do you want to take it forward?
Yeah, we plan to basically turn it into a documentary project and look for at least 7 to 10 protagonists so that we can have real data And from there, people can really like explore stories through data, through the data graph, and obviously set up, probably integrate the carousel with the data graph so that each point is clickable. And that probably means some sort of user management system. Yeah, that's the plan for the next 6 months.
Got it. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I think someone asked if it's deployed, can we look at it and use it? It will be deployed by the end of the month, and we'll send it to Techlabs, definitely.
Perfect. That would be amazing. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go
Hi.
ahead.
So you gather all this data and all these tags, and you kind of compare them to ImageNet, as I understood it. Is there any plan to use the labeled data or to build a better data set that could be used to improve existing models?
That was basically the starting idea of it. And for this prototype, we basically decided we really needed to scale it down and address the core issues, which is that people are mostly ignorant about how AI is being built. So we turned it into more of a data literacy project. But yeah, it all depends on the effectiveness of the platform, obviously, whether people actually trust the project enough to load their data. So that's something that Nuno spoke about in the UX section, that it's really important to build trust with the user.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks so much. Great work. Let's move on for the next project, number 5. We are midway, Interactive Diary. Who is going to present Interactive Diary?
Bianca sharing the screen. I don't know if it's working.
We cannot see yet.
So I think Bianca wanted to.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Actually, have to share. Open system preferences. All right, what is that? I don't think I can share my screen because I can't.
Probably a student is the first time you ever share in Zoom, right? So probably, is there anyone else in your team that could share while you present?
Yeah, I think someone else could share the presentation, but not the actual final product, I think.
I mean, maybe let's switch to the next group, and then you can restart Zoom and give it the right permissions, and then you just continue with your presentation after emma@emergency.com.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, then Moritz will need to have permission. Give me a second. All right, then emma@emergency and Moritz.
Wait a second, just need to share my screen.
Yes.
So, can everybody see this?
Yes, let me know when I can start the timer.
You can start it right now.
Just 1 second. I'm gonna say 1 minute when it's 1 minute left, and I'm gonna say 5 minutes when it's done. So because I think the gong is not working really well.
Okay.
So get started. Go.
So hi, this is Moritz from the MIN emergency team, and we set out with our app to connect patients to the right doctors. And I think it's the easiest way to demonstrate what our app is doing and what problem we are trying to solve is by giving a story. This is John. John is a 47-year-old former web dev, and he is going through kind of a hard time in life right now. He has been laid off by his company. The corona pandemic is ongoing, and since life is difficult, he's been smoking more than usual, and also he's been drinking more alcohol than he usually does. And now he's feeling ill. He's having a severe pain in the upper part of his stomach. He had, since the morning, he had to vomit several times. And when he went to the bathroom in the morning, he also noticed that he has diarrhea and his stool is weirdly colored, and now he's worried. He's in front of his computer, he's Googling his symptoms, and he comes across this website. The website tells him that it only takes a few minutes to maybe find out if he should go to a doctor. He's also a little bit worried about going out because he's afraid of getting corona. So he decides to take a tour through the website, clicks on start. Immediately the website asks him where his problem is. And since he's having pain in his stomach, he selects abdominal. Clicks on next. Clicks on next. What? Ah. Here we go. Took some time. And he's presented with a list of symptoms that initially finds this a little bit confusing and a little bit long, so he just starts typing and selects vomiting, and he also has pain, and since it really hurts, he also noticed that there's intense pain down here and selects this as well. And he also finds diarrhea, and then he also finds the strange stool color. So yeah, it's then he thinks that's basically all problems he has right now. Clicks on next. He's been having the symptoms for a few hours, and he's 47 years old and he's a male. And he admits that he has been smoking quite a lot and also drinking more alcohol than usual. He does not really agree with excessive, but it's the option that's presented. And he clicks on next. And the app determines that he is most likely suffering from pancreatitis, which is a condition that should be treated in a hospital because it can develop quite severe complications. I also, as a medical person, would agree with this diagnosis, especially considering that he has been drinking a lot of alcohol recently. So coming back to our presentation, we built this app upon the Found stack, which is a Fast API.
1 minute.
React front end that our UX people designed with Figma and MongoDB in the background. We learned 3 main essential points along the road. First one is that good communication saves time. Less is sometimes more. We had to cut down some features to make the deadline, but I think that's something valuable we learned. And since all the tools we used were new to us, we never used Fast API and never used React before, we learned that we shouldn't be afraid to touch new stuff. These are our plans for the future. I won't read through all of them to save them time on the presentation, but stay tuned for more. And this is us. Special thanks also to Jocelyn. We probably wouldn't have been able to complete the project without her. Pardon?
5 minutes.
Any questions?
All right, cool. All right, Mohit, thank you so much. I think that the first question that I would do is like, what is the plans for the future? Maybe the slide that you jumped, just.
We definitely need to optimize. There's some bugs. Our data, we need to add more data to the database so we can correctly determine more illnesses. And for some more like advanced features, we also thought about adding Maps implementation, so the app immediately shows doctors or hospitals near you. We thought about adding a user registration system so the user can access his history and also can send the the answers he has entered into the form to the doctor of his choice, and who knows, maybe there's more to come.
Yeah, I also had a quick question. Did you try anything special to avoid false negatives? Because these would be super critical, right?
We had that in mind when developing the app, and at the moment our app is more overly cautious than probably necessary.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you do to tune that? Can you briefly explain it, or is it too long?
It's basically the app basically just checks for symptoms. We've got a database with symptoms, with the risk factors, and whether illnesses are an emergency or not. And the app checks how many symptoms, how many risk factors match to the user. Mm-hmm. And we are currently in the process also of optimizing the cutoff values from where it
cool. Thanks.
Determines emergency or not.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mohit and your team. Amazing job. Congratulations. And I see that you have it online, right? The AIAE.
Yeah, I can post the link in the chat.
Yeah, do that. We'll be happy to.
Please test our app. Please break it as hard as possible.
All right.
We need the feedback.
Very nice. No, post it for sure in the chat. Everybody's gonna check it out.
How do I get out of here?
You have to stop sharing.
I'm not used to Zoom.
Maybe Felix can kick you out from sharing.
Yeah, please kick me out. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. All right. Is Bianca ready to start? Can you?
Yeah, I'll try. Okay. It says host disabled attendee screen sharing.
No. Now you're a co-host. You can try again. Oh no, actually not yet. Okay, now you are. Okay.
Well, it still says the same thing. Could we be the last group to present, and I'm gonna send over the stuff to someone else because I don't know what's going on.
All right. So next one would be grouped. Are you ready?
Sorry.
Saloni.
Just give me a minute. All right. Can you see my screen?
Soon. Yes. All right. Let me know when I can start the timer.
Yeah, you can go.
All right.
So 2020 is remembered as the year of the pandemic, and also a year when all of us over the world felt the most lonely and disconnected, stuck to our very homes. During this time, we noticed a lot of Facebook communities blew out of proportion, and they got further broken down into a lot of WhatsApp groups, which further got broken down into little clusters and tribes based on location. All of a sudden, people were struggling to find other people to meet and connect with. With Corona, these problems became all the more evident. Coming to our problem, where's the spontaneous meeting solution for when you're bored, or you just want to take a walk, or you just want to be motivated for a run around the corner? As a freelancer, I choose my own times, and it would be kind of nice to just have like lunches with other company in your neighborhood every once in a while, or just to catch a break with, breaking out of our old routines and do something new with other people. We started thinking a lot about this. We spoke to a lot of people, and we started off with a questionnaire. And based off of almost 50 responses, we gathered a really simple idea. People did not want events to be extremely planned, and they still wanted to be motivated to meet new people. And the thing with meeting friends and family is it feels supernatural, right? And that's exactly what we wanted to do with this app. So meet our ideal persona, Sam. Sam is your cool next door neighbor guy. He's 28 years old. He's newly moved to Friedrichshain in Berlin. Sam constantly looks for open-minded people to inspire his own creativity, but he wants to meet people on his own time because he has a busy life and he wants to access these communities at short notice. What does Sam's non-Tinder solution look like? Meet our solution group It is your next very friendly social community that makes socializing and connecting super easy again. You can browse a range of activities over here in groups of 3 and plus, because let's face it, people flake up on events pretty often, and that's not cool. You can find your own tribe near you in real time within minutes. So the events can range from taking a simple walk to hosting a cookout session with other people in your neighborhood. Our registration flow looks somewhat like this, and we've kept the inputs super easy and quick because we want this experience to be converted from online to offline pretty quick. We've used React on the front end, used Flask to match the endpoints, and further used Python for the matching algorithm on the back end. You have an About You section. You have a section called What Would You Do If It Was Your Last Day on Earth, to kind of get a vibe of the nature of the person. You then select your interests, sports, culture, culinary. You then select your area, and then you're registered, coming onto your profile. So this is what Catri's profile looks like. And you have the profile button up on top, so you can always go back to edit something if you've missed out on filling. And based on our algorithm, you are then faced with the activities that are near you. You get to select your location again. You also have beneath an area where you can create your own event, because you'll be able to see the users who are near you in real time. So you can create like a small run if you want with like 2 other people, but this is what we focus on as of now. You can choose the number of people you want to meet. You can choose the gender you prefer. And if these were easier times, of course, we would have our Techlabs event in a physical location. So kind of an inception of sorts. We have that as one of our event cards, and we give the user only 3 quick activities because we don't want to like, kind of overwhelm them with a lot to choose from. The user can click onto each to find more details. He goes in, he's given his location. He has the next 30 minutes to join the event. So make it super quick. He sees how many people are going to attend the event.
1 minute.
All right, and it's done. The event is then successfully joined. The wonderful team behind this, we have Catri and me on the UX. We have Garrett, who started with data science, but had to take a complete U-turn for working on the back end because of unfortunate circumstances. So shout out to him. We had Nebo on the back end and the captain of the ship, Cornelius, that we are super, super grateful for. Get back to us with any questions if you have. That's it.
All right, thank you. Very nice. Everybody loves the font that you use on the logo. It's really cool. And the app is really nice. Anyone has any questions?
How do I?
All right, my question, which is the same as from the other ones. What is the plans for the future? Or do you plan to take this further? What is the idea behind?
Catri and I actually want to continue doing the UX and kind of just practice what we can, because the challenge with doing something of a social event or activity of sorts is you have so many filters, and even with people, they want so many filters of by place, by time, by location, by sex, by gender. How can you like make it super minimal, super simple in a way that the user is actually, encouraged to use it? And I think a lot of it depends on the way you like kind of center UX. And I think we just want to kind of continue doing this, continuing on this, and make it as simple as possible, just like practice off what we can off on it, and also actually use data science because we didn't quite get the chance to. It'd be super interesting to know what we can do with like real-time data with this.
That's awesome. I think Ashnu has a question on the chat. What stack was used for the front end?
We'll let Nebo answer that. React? Nebo?
Nebo?
Sorry, what's the stack? I don't understand the question.
Yeah, what's the stack? What tools did you use for the front end?
Just React, and we used like Materials UI.
Okay. And then there is a question from Ibalu. How is this different from Meetup? Is it similar but as an app version?
No, so Meetup gives you all the events throughout the day, right? The idea with this to make it super location specific. So it's right in your corner. So Mitte, according to where you're placed, for example, if I am in Rosenthaler Platz, I would only get activities that are up to say like 2 or 3 miles in Rosenthaler itself. So I would see 3 activities that I can join instantly within the next 30 minutes or up to an hour. We don't want to give them a lot to think on. We don't want to show them a lot to think about. We want to make the decision super quick so that it feels natural to want to just motivate themselves to go out and join events so they make new connections and, you know, kind of try new activities every single day.
Tries to be much more spontaneous than
Yeah.
saying, I'm going to go to this event in 1 month. And then after 1 month, you just forget about it, right?
No, but it's happening. I mean, it actually happened through Facebook and WhatsApp. If you see a lot of these communities, people started, oh, you have a pet, I have a pet. Oh, you live in Neukölln, let's, you know, catch up for a walk. This happened during COVID and it was astonishing with the pace that it was happening everywhere. But the problem with these platforms are they're not centralized for groups, you know, Facebook and WhatsApp. The communication is just like scattered all over. The features was also to kind of have a neighborhood section. We have that on the walkthrough where everything, all the directory of all the locations within your neighborhood. So, you know, you have this cafe, you have this dentist, you have this office over here centered. So when you're like actually going to meet someone, you're also like informed of what exists in your own locality, especially for like expats, you know, when they move to a new place every often.
That's awesome. I think that they definitely should take it further and make it into
a lot of these are sprouting up already. You'll see them this year. A lot of them are popping up.
Yeah, but group can be the best one. All right, let's move on to the next project number 8, which is actually number 7 because we moved everything up a little bit. Hate speech identifier. Thank you so much, Saloni and the team. Great job.
Thank you.
So hate speech identifier. I assume who is Urs?
I'm going to share my screen, but I think we're all going to say something.
All right.
So here we go. Can you all see the thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
so let's kick it off. Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm Robin and we're from the team Hate Identifier. And basically what we wanted to do is make the internet and the world a better place by removing hate speech from the internet and the world. So hate speech can be found in many places on the internet and it makes people angry, sad, and violent. And this is especially relevant given the current awareness for fake news and polarization. So for example, the Capitol riots a few weeks ago is a sad example of this. So this is why we've chosen to contribute to getting rid of hate speech on the biggest video platform in the world, namely YouTube. So then we move over to our objective. So our objective is basically to differentiate the hateful and friendly sides of YouTube. So we should not block the friendly sites, but we should take care of the hateful sites. And we should give insight in statistics and warn the user of the YouTube platform if content contains unwanted information or discussions, so violent, extremist, or discriminatory. And this could help, for example, parents to watch out for their kids for what they're watching on YouTube. So in general, media consumers that just click around YouTube that don't really want to get mixed in this kind of controversial circles in the comments of these videos, or even journalists or researchers that want to research a particular, for example, hate group or group that's associated with hate speech. So when we go to the next slide, you can actually visit our website right now with the QR code, but we also post the link in the chat. And if we then go to the next slide, then I give it over to Tui, who's going to talk a bit about the technologies.
Hey, so we've used Python for all our code basically, and luckily Google has a Python-based API, which was free for developers so that we can get our comments. Like one of the funny challenges that I wanted to share with you was that in the beginning we just got 20 comments per YouTube video, until we realized that you have to put in maximum results, which can be up to 100. And then we realized, oh, they use paging. So like not all the comments are stored on this one page, but on multiple pages. So then we like took all the comments until there was no more next page, which was great for a video which only has like 3,000 comments. But when you, for example, put the link of YouTube Rewind 2018, this is the YouTube video with most of the dislikes, you get like 2 million comments. And when you use our website for that, well, it crashes and our free quota will be no more. So we decided to only look at the 2,000 to 3,000 most recent comments to give a better overview. And also a normal YouTube user would only scroll through like 10 or 100 comments. He wouldn't like look through all the 2 million comments, for example, for one video. Yeah, so we used a binary classifier from scikit-learn and trained it on 40,000 tweets, which were pre-labeled. Thank God we didn't have to do the work. Then we wrote our script and loaded to the server via Flask, and our lovely UX designer put together the CSS files so that you could see the basic design of our website. Yeah,
1 minute.
Show it.
Okay, so I will have the honor to give you a final presentation of what we've done. This is our front page, and it gives you the chance to take a YouTube video. We're going for Fox News here because they have a lot of good stuff that we want to find. Paste it here and click generate output. It usually takes a couple of seconds. We also have an about page that gives some information about who we are, what were our ambitions and all that. And hopefully within every second, you get a result page. You have a preview of the video that you can start here and check it out. You get the amount of comments, the percentage of classified hate that you find, the views, the likes, the dislikes, and a little little preview of what kind of comments you might expect from that.
5 minutes.
So that's basically it. You will get a little link soon to check it out. And what's there left to say? Further improvements. Sure, we could have bigger data set to improve it and get more precise results. We could use different languages because so far it's only working in English. And it could, for example, run in a browser extension, so it would work live. So you could browse YouTube and give you the results in the moment that you went to that page. So that's it, basically. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Felix, a lot for helping us with the project. And here we go. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Great job. Because we know that you had some trouble with members leaving the team in midway, and it was kind of lots of unexpected thing, but you managed to do something amazing. Even then, very cool that you have a link for us. I think the link was already posted on a chat.
Cool.
And any questions from the audience? Yeah, the link is there to put the link on. All right, so question for me: what was the biggest challenge? Was it really the data collection, or what was the part where you had most trouble with?
It was also the training of the binary classifier, because in the end we didn't know that also like the classifier does a job. Either it's non-hate or it's hate, but you have to look at the probability, how sure he is, and we didn't look at it in the beginning, so that's why our comments at first were not that hateful, but then we figured out it was fine. Yeah.
So you wanted it to be hateful. Okay, now it's right. That's cool. No, really nice. Any other questions from anyone? So thank you so much, Wuz, Robbie, and Tui, for the great work. Congratulations. And let's move on to the next group then. Archer. Who is going to present from Archer?
Hello, it's me, Daniel Jody here. Is my
Hey,
audio
Jody. So,
clear?
yes, share your screen. Let's see.
Okay, let's see. All good. Okay.
All right, let me know when I can start.
Okay, just need the full screen. Okay, ready to go.
Okay, go.
Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the prototype presentation of Archer, an event listing platform specially designed for Berlin's arts and cultural events. And here, please find the topics of tonight, and let's get started for the creation process of Archer. So the idea of Archer was born because there's a realization of the lack of date search event listing platform here in Berlin. And then it's hard to search for events of one's interest. And scattered event information all over the internet, social media platforms just makes people miss out exciting Berlin's events. And so, okay. And so we come up with a solution to develop a web product with the following MVPs. It is a date-based event listing website with filter system focusing on the date categories and locations filter. And we have a create the membership to generate recommendations based on users' likes. And we will have personalized event calendar for the members. So now let's go for a prototype tour of our product. So this is our Archer website. It is minimal, but fully functional right now. And here on the landing page for the first section, you will have the search bar where users can specify the category, the location, and the date that you can find your preferred event according to your schedule. And on the second section, here is an event overview with a diverse category of Berlin's arts and cultural events. And the third part will be the membership login. And how about now we try to search for an event, maybe a music event. Imagine we are like back to the pre-pandemic days. Those were the days. And maybe like after tonight's presentation, let's go. And then, yes, here we are. Okay, there are some event recommendation. Maybe I want to go for this one. And then we click for more info. It would lead you to an individual event page. Then you can have more of the event description, the date, and then you can also share and add to your calendar and also the map view. And then also we have all the contact information. If you are an independent artist and you have a gallery also, you can also submit your event information to us, and also like all the official terms and condition. And right now we also have the login and sign up membership pop-ups. And then back to our technology used. So at the front end, we mainly use React and to hosting all these coding languages. And the back end, we have Firebase as the server. For UX, we have a mix of analog like hand drawing and also digital design tools, but all the web design digital presentation are hosted on Figma. And within this limited project timeframe, I would say we have successfully reached 2 MVPs. The first is a working prototype with an automatic database for event information. As you see, the date, description, and location with the map view. And the second will be a fully integrated UI design already on Figma. As you may see the missing page of the membership and also the calendar view. It's also already on Figma. And moving forward, if we imagine to go forward with a product, of course, we will redefine the interface design, implement membership pages, and to start coding for the personalized event recommendation. And of course, before product launch, a series of user testings. And as a wrap up of the whole Techlab journey, we would say that, of course, each track of us have enriched the digital know-how, like technically for different tools. But on the project phase, we are also experienced like a startup teamwork and time management to work on a web product. And overall, it's an ongoing, enjoyable learning and creating journey with Techlab. And here, please meet my team. I thank you, everyone. We made it, and it's a challenging yet enjoyable journey with you all, and a special thanks to our mentor Matthias for the last minute saving. You know what I mean. And heartfelt thank you to Techlabs for this amazing learning journey. Thank you.
All right, perfect timing. 5 minutes. Okay, so thank you so much, Jody, and congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
And questions, anyone? Everybody sending a lot of good comments on the chat. If you can take a look later. So what was the biggest challenge for the process for you?
Biggest challenge, the limited time. Yes, because and it's also like really like at the very beginning, we don't know how to merge in all the like 3 tracks of students, like how do we work, and then we keep on like figuring out like the time frame, and then we, you know, everybody has to be proactive and then set up timeline and to-do list by ourselves, and then simultaneously like work on the product. But I really love our team. It's very engaging and communicative in the whole journey. So we basically have our whole big group meeting 1 or 2 times per week, and even our small track meeting like 2 times per week. So quite yeah, enjoyable and engaging journey. Yes. That's
awesome. And is it, I missed, is it online? Do you have a link?
Yes.
Yeah, can you post it on the chat so we can all take a look?
Okay.
Cool, very nice. Any other questions from the audience? If not, I'm gonna move on to the one before the last project, Flip the Script. So Flip the Script, thank you so much, Jody, congratulations. And let's move on then to Flip the Script. Who is presenting from Flip the
Hi.
Script?
Hey,
Stephanie.
I'm presenting.
Yes, okay, cool. Let me know when I can start here. Share screen.
Okay, let me just figure out. Share screen. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. We are Flip the Script, and this project is an answer to a very large yet almost invisible problem. And that's how we use language and how it affects how we perceive and value gender in society. So the root of this issue becomes that our society sees male as the default gender or the standard human. And as a result, any other genders become underrepresented and sometimes even invisible. So as a solution, our app offers a way for users to consciously and visually view how gender is represented in text. On the surface, we have a text converter, but underneath a little bit, you can see that it's a data-heavy application. It's 2 months worth of building a data set from scratch with news articles, as well as building our own language dictionary full of pronouns, adjective, nouns, and other grammatical elements. So let's go for a live demo. And here is our landing page. And the first feature you see is a create your text now, which when we click the button, we are led to our text converter. So you can type or copy and paste something in, and you have 2 buttons. So the first button is flip the opposite, and it does exactly that. It's on a binary. So it's flipping male to female or female to male. So we'll go ahead and flip it, and we are returned with the opposite text, and all of the words that have been flipped are highlighted for visibility. So BBC Women's Hour becomes BBC Man's Hour. Our second button, flip to gender neutral, serves 2 purposes, and this is to prompt the user to think past a gender binary, so past male and female, and also to show that how easy and achievable it is to have gender neutral inclusive language in text. So we go ahead and press it, and BBC Women's Hour becomes BBC Person's Hour. So if you notice, every time that we click a button, the color changes, and that's because we are aware that society also codes color to gender, and we didn't want to put any gender meaning behind the color that we have. So next feature is an interactive segment, education segment that leads the user through a series of questions and slides. And basically it's a scenario that you can think about, and it prompts the user to realize that the whole entire scenario changes based on the pronouns that are presented. Next, we have our statistics page, which is a data visualization of all the data we collected. Just for a very quick overview, we had 270 news articles from 12 different sources, and we searched for all the gendered language. What had come back is that we found 65% of the language that was represented was male dominated. So 35% of the news articles on the web include female pronouns. Furthermore, we have an About Us section and who we are. So who are we? We are a very small group of 4 brand new techies. We represent 1 UX designer, a data scientist, a backend developer, and a front-end developer. Our stack includes the technology that we learned through Techlabs, but you'll also notice that we had to, each of us, branch outside of our Techlabs education and learn new technologies in order to make this app realized, which brings me to the last point of our journey, and that is our insights. And what we learned is that an idea is fragile. It's a fragile concept that you should neither be too attached to nor unattached to. And what you should be aware of instead is the possibility of change. And if you are aware of change, then you can be more prepared for obstacles or challenges that come your way. And you can find creativity to find solutions to these problems. Now we have more features that you can find on our GitHub and run it locally on your computer. This includes a machine learning model that users can interact with that is based on all of the data sets that we made, and some more reasons why it's important. So thank you for listening and your patience, and we would love to have any questions at this time.
Thank you so much. Perfect timing, 5 minutes on the clock. Congratulations. I remember that you almost didn't send in your project idea. I remember you were like, oh no, this is stupid. Nobody's gonna like it. And now you see that it's actually turned out really, really nice. Congratulations.
Yeah,
for
thank you
and the team. All right, so open for questions.
I have a question. Hi.
Hi.
Are you planning on further working on the project?
We would like to build the data set more, figure out how to make it even faster to collect data, and we would like to figure out how to deploy it. It is right now built on 2 servers, a Flash server and an Express app. So that was a problem. And I think we also would like to figure out how to make an extension.
Okay, nice. And a second question, do you also consider like having other languages or including other languages, or?
We didn't really discuss that. I think that all of us would agree that it would be great to do. I think Letitia can tell you a little bit about the journey of building a dictionary. We built the English dictionary and we found that it was very difficult because we also had to think about grammatical elements, and we're very thankful English is so simple compared to other languages in terms of like flipping text, because when you're flipping like he went to the park to gender neutral, you flip they went to the park and the verbs change as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so these are some issues, these are some real challenges that will come with other languages. And I think we would love to do it. I think with a bigger team, we can make that happen.
Okay, nice. But props to your idea. I think it's really, really great. And I personally know a lot of people who would probably use that. So yeah, keep going.
Thank you.
All right, one more question, anyone? Or should we move on?
Yeah, I have a question. So there are a few languages which already are very gender neutral just by nature. I think Turkish is one of them, although I'm not really sure. But on the other hand, like the Turkish society doesn't seem to be very gender neutral. So how does it shatter your premise?
Well, I can't speak for Turkish, but I can speak for English and saying that English is a gender neutral language. There are no das or anything like that. But the problem is in how we use language. So when we saw the 270 news articles, even if it was a gender neutral topic, male pronouns were still present, such as instead of spokesperson, we saw spokesman, or policeman instead of police people or police officers. So I think the language goes a little further than what is seen on the surface, and there is meaning attached to the way that we use the language instead. And as users, we can change the meaning that is attached to it. I hope that makes sense. But I don't know, I can't speak for Turkish, so.
Just to add on top of that, it's also the problem with English is like a really highly biased language. So even if I was doing like situations where the articles were neutral, the perception of the person that was reading it or like the intention was like a lot of the times male. So I think, yeah, even if like a language it's like neutral or not, it's like a way deeper like problem.
All right.
Cool.
You have a question, but we have to move on to the next
Okay.
team. Maybe we can join later in the Wonder social event and then ask because we have one more team to present. Or write on the chat, and the team can reply on the chat. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So Bianca, are you finally ready, or who is going to present from your team?
I think it should be working. Let's say a little prayer.
I hope so. All right, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
Yes, it's
working. Is this working? Okay. Oh my gosh, okay.
All right, let me know when I can start the timer.
Yeah, you can start.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to start. So yeah, we're also going to present the result of our project. So the base of the idea for our interactive diary, or as we call it, IDEA now, was the lockdown. People were stuck at home. They had a lot of time to think about things, but at the same time, also not really somebody to talk to, to get rid of all these thoughts. And that's why we thought, or the idea came up to have a diary in place that is kind of giving you the space to write something down. So what we did user research, we did also market research on existing apps, what was on the market. We actually found a lot of apps that already have this, and this is also one of the, let's say, things that we thought, okay, there is a need for something like that. So what we did, we came up with a user story, and this is basically a busy millennial. Well, COVID is definitely a different situation, but in general, somebody that is very, very busy, but still finds herself having too much of going on, and she wants just to have some space where she can just think about some stuff and then also write it down for herself. And that's how the app actually came into existence. And Bianca's going to show you how it looks like.
Cool. So yeah, I'm going to show you the prototype. And as a disclaimer, this is meant to be a mobile first app. So if this existed in the real world, this would never be a desktop app. So this is the entry page. We're just going to pretend we're Emily, and we'll type in an email and a password real quick. We'll sign up we'll agree to the terms and conditions, and then we're signed up. We're gonna type in a username. We're Emily123. Here we have the opportunity to also add a profile picture, which we're not gonna do right now, but let's pretend that we did. This is Emily. And then we're going to ask the user a bunch of questions just to get to know them better. It's an interactive diary, so we want to collect some data to make this a personal, very unique experience to the user. So here we want to know about their motivation. Why did they choose to download the app? And let's say Emily loves writing. She needs a break from social media, and she also wants to track her progress. And then we'll move on to the next page. And here she has the opportunity to set some goals for herself. Let's say she wants to exercise a little bit more. She wants to save up some money. And then down here, she also has the ability to, add her own goal. Let's say she wants to water her plants. She can add this goal and then check it off and go to the next page. This is a very important page for this prototype because our algorithm is based on these questions that the user is going to answer. Edwin is going to explain that a little bit more in detail. So it's just 6 questions. We'll go for random answers and then move on to the next page. And this was actually the login. We would not ask this every time they log into the app. This is just because they just had signed up. So here we can capture their mood. Let's say we're feeling great today. Here they can, say what they've been up to, what they're going to do that day. Let's just say we hung out with friends, we did some cooking, and we also took a nap. And then we could add a note here or add a photo of whatever they've done that day. And this is the heart of the app. This is where they can, choose a reflection question based on the answer they gave in the survey that I just showed you. Or they could go for, I don't need a reflection card today, and they do some free writing. But if they choose to have one, so let's just say, we'll choose a reflection card. We could answer the question, what are 3 things you're grateful for today and why? So let's just go with that one. Will be forwarded to the actual diary. We could type something in. We could also change fonts, colors, whatever we want. We save and continue. And then we also have a challenge here. We could, choose from exercise habits or relationship. We'll go for relationships. It says, call your best friend today. And if the person opens the app the next day, we would ask them like, hey, how did you do? Did you call your best friend? How did it go? And then basically that's the dashboard where we collect the data and just display it. Here you can see we clicked, I'm feeling great today. So there's the one. Yeah, and this is basically where they can add a new diary entry or be removed to the challenges.
Time's up. Maybe we can start wrapping up.
Well, actually, it's going to be quick for the data. So as we all know, that diary can be very personal for some. So what we want is to make IDEA more personal by customizing them to the user's interests. So the users can have more valuable experience when using the app, of course. And for that, we have created almost 200 questions and challenges. And these questions that will be given to the users will be personalized based on their interests that we collected from the survey that Bianca just showed you before. And to achieve this, our team utilizes the K-means model, an unsupervised machine learning method, to actually cluster the questions and challenges to meet their type. And so the users will only get questions and challenges that are based on their interests alone. And that's actually how we make IDEA our personal interactive diary.
I think we can leave the tech stack. It was pretty
yeah,
straightforward.
It's pretty much all the same technologies that the other teams also used. And yeah, last but not least, thanks to the team and also some thoughts on the project we collected. Basically, it was a hard journey for us. We in the beginning didn't know how to collect all of the skills and how to connect data science with user experience and data. But in the end, I think we are pretty proud of what we achieved and also pretty proud of the team. And also big thank you to Lily and Nico. We were stuck at some points, but they were really good mentors and helped us a lot, like really a lot. So thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Maya, and for the team, congratulations, amazing job. Is it hosted somewhere or is still a prototype on locally?
No, it's locally for now.
Okay. And what is the plans for the future for the app?
I think it would be to collect more data if we had like real users to make the experience more unique and more personal to everyone.
Yeah, the idea is the longer the user uses this app, the more effective this algorithm is working, and then giving better questions to the user. And we also think it would be better as a web, not as a web, but as a mobile phone app, because it's just more handy to use. Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there any questions from the audience? Lots of good comments. Anyone? Less questions of the night? If not, then we stay here, and congratulations again. Very impressive work, not only for your team, but also for all the other teams. I think that don't need to say that I'm very impressed with the work that came out. I know that it's not easy to start from scratch and come up with stuff like that. So once again, congratulations. Big round of applause for everybody. And if anyone wants to say something, otherwise I'll move on to the next section. All right, you can see my screen, right? Okay, so we are done with the presentations, and let's move on for the last part of the night. First of all, thank you everybody for participating. I hope you had a great time. We had a great time helping you out, and hope to see some of you in the next semester or throughout Berlin. We are living here, so let's see if we end up meeting someday. But for the time being, that's how we finish our winter term. And in order not to finish so abruptly, we decided to do just some 20 minutes, half an hour social event, which is, I think Max prepared a wonder room for us to join. I'm not so sure what it is, but I'm going to be there. And if you want to come just to have a chat, and maybe like externals also are able to join, make questions, or just socialize for the next 15 to 20 minutes would be great. So I think that's it. Anyone else wants to say anything from the management team, or should we just move on to the...
I would like to add something.
Yes, please.
So yeah, congratulations from my side as well. It was really amazing to actually have all of you in this journey, and to be there for you. And actually what I wanted to mention is about the social a bit. This semester was completely online. We didn't have any opportunity to meet in real life. And that's why we are hoping that next semester will at some point not be online. So we were thinking that maybe we could meet again. We could invite you actually for the social together with the future semester and meet you in live person. We will send you invites if that happens. Hopefully it will. Yeah, that's it. That's from my side. Of course, I will also send the final feedback, so you will not get rid of me yet, but prepare for the final feedback survey.
Yes, one more form for you, and know that every single form that you fill out is really helpful for us to make Techlabs better for everybody. All right, so let's go and see you on the social link wonder thing.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.